Good morning, good morning, good morning. First day of the project. First day of the production of the project. I have to admit, I'm a little nervous. Am I going to be able to pull this off? I hope so. I'll be mad if I'm not. I made my book yesterday, and I'm going to say throughout the entire month, it's going to be on repeat, but if there's new people coming in, I'm not going to repeat myself every day on how I came up with this idea, which is not rocket science. It's just my head that has to have guidelines. April 2nd's video has all of the parameters and the ideas and the thought processes behind this project. Done. Okay. Yay. My packet of paper. My first step, which is page, I think this is page 11. I have a list of all the page numbers in case you want to do something like this in your book. Page 11. So I think I'm going to do something to that effect. I'm just going to highlight, and these videos are going to be long this whole month because, number one, it's easier to edit. Number two, it is my spontaneous reactions to stuff. And I love watching those kind of videos. All the experts say, first of all, don't make a video every day. Well, whatever. I do anyhow. Because it's part of my crafty start to the day. And it's part of my therapy for the day. And it's part of my routine for sure after these many years. And I like watching what I like to watch. But they also say, make what you like to watch. I like to watch the process evolve without a lot of editing. And therefore, these are going to be long videos. So I think I'm going to take this picture. Now, let me see if I can get close enough here. Don't look at my fingernails. And get like blues. This is all going to be an abstract paper. There's a little bit of purple. All kinds of stuff going on here. So, and then let me look on page 11 in here because this is the other half of the project. And I don't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I need to do 3. Okay, we'll do 3. This is the other half of the project. Page 11 in here is 3 pictures. And this is where the etc. comes in. This is the name of this book, etc. So it's NAT GEO, etc. And these are just being inspired by other sources. Not copying, not infringing on any copyright issues. I'm going to make my own version of this. My own version of this, but I'm being inspired by it. I'm making 3 of them. So, and here's my book. Now, I have learned over the years that I get a lumpy left. And this is just a cereal box because there's the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I have learned in my journey through this procedure that I get a lumpy left because I start making things thicker and thicker and it rolls the spine. So nothing is stapled in here. Now, this will be the title page. This will be my reason why and inspired by. So this is my first spread. So I'm going to take it out and leave it flat. Keeping in mind that I have to work with the fold. So tomorrow's paper is in here too. And I made all my signatures like 4 pages long. So there's not room for hope. I don't know how I'm going to do it at the end, put them all together. I don't know how that part's down the road. Don't have to think about it yet, right? Right. So I have a paper clip here to keep myself in check. Now, if I have to make 3 of these little dudes, I think I'll do 1, 2, 3. So first of all, let's see if there's purple paper in here. This is my Amy Tangerine book that I just love. Now, that might work. In fact, let's just rip this. I know. But I have 4 of these, and I can order more. and I'm making myself use them. Now, here is, if you remember on that book, in the etc. book, it has a burlap background. So I need a plain background also. And I think there is a burlap page in here, if I remember correctly. Purple and burlap is what I'm looking for. Pink burlap. I think I need pink also. I wonder. But I might take the... I hate to use this page already. I'm going to take this and be thinking about our poor little dog. He's at the groomers. I know. Blue burlap. Pink again. But I don't want to use all Amy. I'm just going to look and see if I can find some burlap. And he has to be drugged to go to the groomers now. A friend of mine has to drug her dog every time he goes to the vet. She hates doing it, but the anxiety is so... Which is worse on the dog? And these are prescribed pills from the vet. Which is worse on the dog? The anxiety that they get themselves into, or biting somebody because of the anxiety. His first reaction is to bite. And sometimes he breaks the skin. Okay. And sometimes he doesn't. I might have to use my own paper for the background. I thought there was a plain burlap. Oh, this might work. Now the idea is to leave some of the yellow, because Linda Berry, who does lots of stuff with yellow legal pads, is also an inspiration. All right, let's look for purple paper in here. This is stuff that I use. Oh, you know what? I have this from last month. That might work. And if I make it like this much margin on each side, it might be too yellow. I do have plain craft paper. I think that's too brown. Hold on, I think the page was brown. Or was it burlap? It's brown. Maybe I can use that. Okay. And I think this was a printable from Robin McClendon. All right, we'll put this one back. We have some very questionable people next door. I was spying on them last night. Don't stay in the Airbnb next door to me, because I'll spy on you out my bathroom window. They're very quiet, I have to say. But it's a questionable age group. I have not seen an adult yet. They look to me to be like between 17 and 22-ish, which is Where's the adult? I know they were doing drugs last night because I saw it. No purple in here. First page, off to a great start. All right, let's look in all these little tiny pieces here that I just cut out of all these magazines. Some of this is stuff that needs to go in my Hobonichi. Anyhow, I was a little worried when I saw the drugs come out, but they were quiet. Whatever they're doing. My husband says there's only 2 cars. There's been a lot more than that in the past. I don't have any purple. What am I going to do? I have to have purple. Purple's my favorite color. Did we add something to that and make it purple? All right, let's see here. Here's my own book of paper. Let's just see what's in here. Yes, we have another cereal box. This is something I just attached to a box to give it some stability, but it's a big pile of paper. A lot of printables. A lot of stuff I made on Procreate just by... Ooh, what's this? That might work. It's actually black, but it's faded, so it looks purple, but there's lots of color on it. It doesn't have to be exact. Some of these are Robin McClendon's, other printables from other Patreon jelly plates, things that I've done on Procreate. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, we got our purple. I did not want to add stuff to the mix, but I might need to. Okay, so let's cut this down and fit this in here, which is going to be questionable because there's these circles that are in the way. Okay, first of all, there's been some really sad stuff in the news. There's been some really bad weather. Where I was in Missouri may have had really bad storms yesterday. I hope you people in Missouri are okay. They said they were going to have lots of hail, possible tornadoes. I'm like, oh yeah, thank goodness I'm not there. Okay. And I hope the people that are there are okay. Okay, we're going to do a really, really technical measuring here. Now, we could put some of this down here and make it work. Okay, let's see. I'm sure if Van Gogh was on YouTube, he'd be a disaster also, as far as organization, right? Right. I want to cover up the fact that this is missing part of its charm here. Let's just use some washi tape. If I can find some. Things are held together here by washi tape. Hanging on by a tape. Now, will this... There we go. Okay. It adds to the collage charm. Right? Right. Okay. It's all going to get glued down anyhow. We have very, very humid weather here, which we're supposed to get some of the weather that was in Missouri starting tonight. Not hopefully as bad. Hopefully it's fizzled out. Okay. This is the idea for every day. That much yellow National Geographic / Linda Berry frame. I think I might just go ahead and glue this down. But my husband had to take the dog early. He has the first appointment every morning when he goes now. We've got a lady that's working with us greatly here in Columbia. And we already had one in at the beach, but we haven't been back, and we won't be back now till October-ish, if everything works out all right. Okay, I have to be able to fold this still. Okay. But she said he probably would do better in the morning when and we can drug him first thing, and then he can recover the rest of the day. So that's what we're doing. But how do you get a dog to eat 2 tranquilizer pills? They're not tranquilizers. They're mood downers. And prescribed by a vet. You smush them up into whipped cream. Squirt whipped cream out of a can. He loves that stuff. And it's kind of like better for him to eat that than like a handful of sausage or something like that. Okay. Now, because this is petals, kind of, I'm going to punch a bunch of circles to use in my 3, we will call these like slides, since this is kind of like a slide. That was my thought process, slides. So, I don't want them all to be perfect circles. So yeah, the birds are chirping. The weather's very warm. It's really humid too. We have the air on. We've had the air on for a day or two now. Weird people next door. Weird stuff, not weird stuff. Well, yeah, weird stuff going on in the world. Sad stuff going on in the world. And just kind of like, really? Do we need all this? We don't. We've created this mess. Okay. So now, I'm kind of just going to go with the circle idea. And then, this is abstract, don't forget. Kind of put some of these bright blue streaks with orange dots. Not necessarily to look like a flower. Is not the goal. I might go outside the frame a little bit. Look at me being wild and crazy on the first day. Not changes, Carty. She gives me a hard time, which is fine. I can handle it, and she knows it. But she does know me very well. I usually change my mind like mid-project or earlier. So we have 3 sections here. And then maybe the idea of this is to go back down the road and work on these projects again, taking inspiration from what I've made, not from the inspirational source actually, and see just what happens with paint or more collage, or, you know, just to see. And this probably will end up being collage / mixed media, which is fine. I'm not opposed to other stuff coming in. And we have a trip planned this summer, which I have not talked about. It's across the pond. But I haven't coordinated all that with my dog sitter / my sister, which is going to be tender going because she knows this dog. And she's not his biggest fan. She will do it for us, I know, but she may not be happy about our decision. Okay, I'm looking through my little scrap pieces here for blue. Here's a blue. This right there, I love. Where are my little scissors? Here they are. So we're just going to make a lot of... Oh, this was the skiers. This was the cover in December from the New Yorkers. This was the skiers. This is me photocopying it and using it again. There, that's kind of what I want right there. And then add orange dots to the top. And I don't want all these to be the same on all of them. So I gotta find several blue pieces here. I haven't talked about Israel lately. I've been to Israel, and I know, obviously, we all kind of know what's in Israel, and it's just sad to see what's happening. Tragic on any level. Oops, I don't want all of these in one place. But what happened with the World Kitchen stuff is just next level of cruel that's happening in that country. Next level of cruel / unnecessary. What happened in Damascus is cruel and next level and unnecessary. I mean, it is war. Well, I don't know what it's called over there right now. It's in retaliation of what happened in October, but There's a lot of innocent people involved that are children. No politics, sorry. You know how I like just do daily life stuff in my Hobonichi? Just jot down bullet points. That's kind of what I'm spouting off at the moment. Just bullet points of horribleness. It's really sad. Some of these look like they're blowing in the wind, because they are kind of like in the center of a flower can blow. That's how they get their mojo into other places to grow more flowers, right? Oh, I still have this little tickle cough thing. It's just pollen, and if that's all I get, that's great. I'm normally not affected by it. I used to be. Every spring and every fall, I would get massive ear infections in one ear, which is really weird. And then one time at my doctor, who I've seen the same doctor for almost 30 years now, he said, we have grown old together. He's like, because he knew I had an Ambien issue. I cannot take Ambien. Terrible experiences with Ambien. Doing things that you don't remember. Terrible, scary. With knives. But he knows I take something at night to sleep. So and I was doing, I think it was Unisom. He goes, you know what? He goes, you know what's in Unisom? The same ingredients in Unisom as in Benadryl? Or one of the sleeping aids, I can't remember. Over-the-counter stuff. I was like, no. So I started taking Benadryl. And that has really, really, knock on wood, saved my ear infections. Knock on wood, I don't think I've had one. I had one during 2020 because I did a doctor over the Zoom thing. Okay, now we need some bright yellow. And I just happen to have a little bit of stuff here. But that has really curtailed. I'm very cautious about my ear. I have to cover it in the shower. I mean, it's really a pain, but it's better than an ear infection and that pain. I'm just really doing these very sloppily, purposely, because nature's not perfect. I hear a bunch of car doors. I wonder if those people are leaving next door. I'm almost kind of thinking in my head of who they are. And it's almost like it's a team from the March Madness basketball stuff here in the United States. And this is like a coaching staff, a very young coaching staff. And they brought him here for kind of like a retreat / after the thing. And they're kind of just relaxing because they're doing a lot of sleeping. Now, that age does do a lot of sleeping, I know, but I mean, we only hear them like afternoon. They do leave the lights on, though. I wish they'd turn the lights off, the floodlights outside. Oh, here's some more yellow. Now, in hindsight, a lot of this yellow is blending in with the yellow frame, but that's okay. National Geographic still took pictures and does still take pictures of yellow objects. So we're going to go with it. And they're not birthday candles. Ooh. They kind of look like birthday candles. I have to be careful of this. I need to make sure. I don't want to make these perfect shapes, but I need to make sure they don't look like flames. More rounded than have a pointy end. Because it could be floating cupcakes. These are not floating cupcakes. These are floating flowers. All right, I need another piece of yellow. And here's some. You can really tell how I use this stuff. need 4 more. Okay. This is actually more orange. And that one needs to be trimmed because it's too pointy. I want to move some of these around, maybe. Maybe these oranger ones can go up there and not blend in so much with the yellow paper. This is an experiment in collage in mixed media to see what happens. And so far I don't like this page. It's not grabbing me. It's interesting, but I don't have the ability in my tiny little bit of practice to be inspired by a shape and take it from there and create a whole project. I need other stuff, and this is other stuff, and you're not always going to like it. Okay, I think I'm going to need some tools because these are tiny. This is going to be very monotonous here. Sorry. I might go silent on this and speed it up. Yeah, nobody's got time for me to fiddle around with these teeny tiny little dots and try to glue them all on. But going fast forward has helped tremendously. And, you know, the more I look at it, the more I like it. Believe it or not. Okay. Not my favorite. But let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to just add, not carefully, a little bit more color to these guys. Give them some more texture, maybe. Purposely, not carefully. AKA my skill level. See what happens if this doesn't unify these kind of. That unifies those a little bit, in my opinion. And then maybe, which isn't going to show up completely, add some more yellow to these guys. Oh dear. Gentle, Beth. Gentle. Which spreads the process out a little bit, but I think I'm going to take blue. Let's use this blue. See what happens. And just kind of make shadow on one side of these guys. Okay, I'm not hating it. Not my favorite, but I'm not hating it. And I think I'm going to, this is a little bit too dark. I'm going to put purple over this. And I'm not getting these wet. I'm not activating them. I'm just kind of using them as crayons. Because the more they get on here, that paper, the more that looked more black than purple. Which it is black, but it's faded. I don't hate it, actually. I don't hate it now. I wonder if I took some brown and went over the black marks here, and not maybe even brown, just ochre. These are Neil Color 2s. Will that bounce these back a little bit? I don't know if that worked. maybe a little bit. Oh, I haven't changed my blue water yet. Sorry. Let's see what happens. Just activate these a little bit. Oh, no, that gets rid of it. And maybe add these in other places so it doesn't look so edgy, sharp. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It is abstract. Oops. I don't hate it. What if we did this to these? Just a little bit. Which I don't know if these are going to allow each other to work together. Stabilos and Neos. I added just enough to make it look kind of like smudgy where it might show. Not very much, actually. And if I wet it, it really goes away because it dilutes it a little bit. I don't hate it. Am I convincing myself? Possibly. But I really don't. And it's this, which actually, it's a, what is this? Honey from the Manuka tree made in New Zealand. Or this. Okay, I'm going to stop. Tomorrow we are doing these guys. So I need green and pink. Green and pink. And with things that I collect is from the Etc. book. So tomorrow we'll do it on this side, which I need a piece of deli paper to let this dry. So I don't consider day one a complete bust. Not my favorite, but it's not a complete bust. And I would not have been able to do this on my own from my imagination. I needed inspiration. And I treat these journals like a sketchbook from a regular artist where they go back and use these as study. What do you study? Oh, here's a bunch of circles. But not the colors we needed. Okay. Study aids and stuff where they pull things from. That's kind of how I consider these journals anymore. I just happen to like this size. I don't hate it. I don't know if maybe the right way to say this is I don't understand it. But that's okay. It's abstract. It's abstract. Is this green killing me? Stop. Okay, we're stopping. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow and we'll work with pink and green. Bye. Thanks for watching.